Hey, and welcome. Today I'm going to try something a bit different on the channel. Today I'm going to be blind ranking Doom 1 and Doom 2 music. Not just from the PC version, but from across all the different console versions of the game. In total, there will be 145 music tracks potentially in the mix and only 20 slots to put them in. That's right, when a song comes up in the shuffle, I have to place it on that list. Once it's in the list, it has to stay locked in for good. It cannot be moved. What this potentially means is I am likely to make some really bad long-term choices here, and those poor choices could see much loved Doom music being relegated to the bottom of this list. This is intended to be fun and a bit of a laugh, and these are my genuine reactions to the songs as they come up, but you're welcome to play along and let me know how you would have ranked these as they came up. If people like this kind of video, let me know and I can easily open the door to include more games, genres, and even mix it up a bit by intermixing music from different games like Doom and Duke Nukem. But for now, let's dive right in and let's see what the first song is. Okay, so this is a Game Boy Advance one. I can definitely hear that from the sound font. You know, the problem with Game Boy Advance versions of these Doom songs is that I don't really like any of them. I think the Game Boy Advance soundtrack, as good as it tries, I don't think it really hits hard, although I will say, this one isn't that bad. Dark Holes is not one of the worst in the Game Boy Advance selection of music, so I think I'm gonna play this safe and put it in the 14th slot here. And I'm putting it in the 14th slot because I think there's worse to come. I definitely don't think this is the worst of the Game Boy Advance soundtrack, even though I don't like the soundtrack overall. So I think putting this in 14th puts a bit of room beneath for the worst ones, which might show up in this. Okay, so this is an unused track from the 32X apparently. So I know what track this is because this is the end tune for Ultimate Doom when you get to the sort of end of the episodes. But it definitely has that 32X twang to it. It really does. It sounds like someone banging on a wall next to you. That's my takeaway from hearing this for the first time ever. Oh my god, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Like this. So the 32X is like bad soundtrack. This just sounds like wobbly little farts going off in the background. What is going on with this? I don't even know. No. This is going near the bottom. This is going to 19, definitely in the 19th slot. It might not be the worst one, but it's very close. This is terrible. So we're diving into the Game Boy Advance version of Doom 2 here. This is the Ultimate Challenge, which obviously goes with the Wolfenstein levels. I don't think this is a terrible rendition of this song. Is it wrong to say that? Listening to it here in my ears, it's definitely not that bad. I don't remember this being bad either. I think, to be fair, this is probably one of the better pieces of the Doom 2 GBA soundtrack. Yeah, this sounds pretty good. Honestly, other than the fact that there's like a little weird buzzing thing going on, and that's probably because of the GBA sound font, you know, it's not that bad. It's close to the PC original. It's very close. Yeah, I think this, I'm going to be generous with this one, I think, because I don't want to overload the bottom of this with decent ones that may end up taking up spots for terrible ones later on. So I think that I'm going to drop this into the 12th slot, I think. Ah, yes, we're getting into the good music now. Containment Area, E2M2. Yeah, this is one of my favourites, Ultimate Doom tracks. One of the reasons for that, I love the gradual build of this. I love the fact that it just fits that kind of temple storage area aesthetic that this level goes for. And that's the level that I think of when I hear this track. The demons from Adrian's pen, yeah, definitely 100% one of my favourite Ultimate Doom tracks, and very atmospheric, goes in very interesting places as well. So yeah, I think this is definitely a top 5. Do I want to put it near the top? You know what, I'm going to put it in the 4th slot. I think 4th is good for this. Right, okay, so this is from PS1 Doom. It's specifically from the Ultimate Doom, Breath of Horror, and it shows up in the Deimos Anomaly level. I have to say, I like PS1 Doom's music. However, listening to this, I'm trying to see if I remember this one, because with a lot of the PS1 soundtracks, I kind of find myself blurring them all together quite a lot. There's a few that stand out to me, and I'm trying to work out if this is one of them. I don't think it is. This one doesn't sort of stick in my mind as anything super memorable. Yeah, it doesn't sound as exciting as some of the other PSX one tracks, and to be honest, I don't think it's, from what I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm not totally feeling this one. I like the PS1 soundtrack, don't get me wrong, but I feel that there are better tracks, and I can tell some of them instantly when I hear them, and this is not one of them. This is just more ambient noise. So I think I'm going to put this in the 18th slot. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it way down at the bottom, because I do think this is one of the weaker ones from the PS1 soundtrack. Oh, that's fun. We're getting another Deimos Anomaly song right after the last one. I think this one, yeah, I already know this is going to place fairly high. I like the 3DO soundtrack a lot, as you can probably tell because I use it in a lot of my videos. And I like this track because it's very atmospheric, very well put together. I think this is a great rendition of this song. And if you like the fact that it uses a lot more kind of instruments and it has that sort of guitar twang to it, I think, yeah, this one, in my opinion, is one of the better renditions of this song across all the different console versions. I'm just wondering where I want to put it. I don't think I want to put it in the top 3. But at the same time, I think it deserves to be higher than... I'm going to put it in 5th place, I think. Just because I like it a lot, and it's one of those renditions that sticks in your head as you hear it. And as you can hear, it's revving up in the background right now. So like, it's a good rendition of this song. I really like it, and I think that it's going to be very hard for any of the others to beat this if they show up from this level. But I'm also now aware that I've got to fill those top 3 slots maybe a bit soon, just because I'm worried that if I leave it too long, I'm going to be putting trash in the top. So yeah, let's see what comes up next. Oh yes, that's the good stuff. Now this is one of my favorite tracks from any Doom game, and I'm really happy it turned up. Love the PS1 title music for Doom. It goes so hard, and the fact that it turns up in Doom 64 as well, really great. This song brings back so many memories, and it's very interesting because this kind of goes against the rest of the sort of PS1 soundtrack, which is kind of very sort of atmospheric, but this just goes hard, and this always gets me pumped up to play PS1 Doom and N64 Doom when it turns up in that. So yeah, definitely putting this high, very high actually. I'm thinking number 2. I think this definitely should go into the 2nd slot. Definitely. No question. I would put it at number 1, but there is another song I'm kind of hoping shows up. But this definitely will deserve that number 2 slot, so without question. Okay, and the hits keep on coming here. Into Sandy City, Map 9, Doom 2. Yeah, I think... I don't know many people who don't like this song. I think this is one of Doom 2's sort of crowning achievements in its soundtrack. Generally, I consider Doom 2's soundtrack to be a bit inferior to the originals, but I also think that some of its highs are just as good, if not slightly better. And I think Into Sandy City, yeah, it's one that not only does it stick with me, it gets me bobbing my head, right, ready to shoot through a level that I'm not a particular fan of. I don't like the pit that much compared to other Doom 2 levels. So this music does a lot of the heavy carrying, and definitely think I'm going to be placing this very, very high. There's no way this is going down to near the bottom. I don't want it to go number 1 because, like I said, I'm holding out that number 1 spot, hopefully for a song that may show up, may not show up. But I definitely think that this is going into the 3rd spot, no doubt. I think it's hard to argue against that, in my opinion. It's one of the most memorable tracks in Doom 2. I'm bobbing my head right now listening to it, so of course, you know, it's gonna go to the top. Oh no, I know exactly what this one is. I recently played through the 32X version of Doom to capture footage for the in retrospect. Just listen to the beat drop in a second. This stuck with me for days afterwards. It sounds like a bunny farting. It's very fitting for what this is. And then, wait for it. Oh no, this is a travesty to music. I don't often say Doom music is bad, and God bless the 32X for trying, but this is painful. This is bad. Oh no, can you imagine if the whole soundtrack was just like this right now? Rock bottom, absolutely 20th place, not even a question. I didn't. Oh no. So this is actually one of my favorite PS1 soundtrack pieces, mainly because I've heard it so many times. But this is from the hangar level. This is the music you hear when you're going through the first level of Doom. And whenever I hear this song, I always think about the Pain Elemental, because the Pain Elemental used to terrify me on this level, because it's hidden in like a dark part of the level. And this soundtrack, it really does make it feel like a terrifying experience. See, I like this. This is atmospheric. It oh yeah, listen to that. That's good. Like, it's not forcing anything. It's just letting you enjoy that ambience and the terror and the sheer horror of what's about to unfold in front of you. This needs to go high. Now, the only problem is I've kind of stacked my top spots up pretty heavy. So this is either going to have to go number 6 or number 1. I kind of wish I'd left the 4th slot open for this one and put Sandy's in 5th, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in 6th and just be happy about the fact that, you know, at least it's not in the bottom half. So instantly I don't remember the SNES version of Waltz of the Demons, so let's have a listen to it. You know, this goes pretty hard, actually. You don't think about the Super Nintendo version having, like, decent music, but this actually goes pretty hard for Doom 1 music. Yeah, this isn't actually that bad. It's a lot better than some of the other console versions we've been listening to so far. I definitely think I want to hear the song kind of go into its kind of main section in a second. Let's have a listen. I love that. Oh, okay. That bit there's just pushed it up like 3 or 4 spots. You know what? I don't think this is the best, and it would not have cracked the top 5, but I think I'm gonna put this in the 8th slot. Is the 8th slot available? The 8th slot is available. It's going to go in the 8th slot. I think it goes surprisingly hard. I'm actually quite impressed by it. Yeah. Right. So one of the problems with top loading this chart is that there's nowhere to put songs like this, which would probably make my top 5. This is one of my favorite renditions of Demons on the Prey, and I think the 3DO soundtrack overall, really good. This is one of the exceptional standouts for me. Very atmospheric. It really hits the brief for Doom, and oh dear. I don't know. Should I? I don't want to put it in the top slot, but I think putting it lower is a very big disservice. Oh no. So this is the problem when you don't pre-plan things. This is what happens. Now I have to start putting songs a lot lower than I really want to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in the 7th slot, and that basically is going to lock out the top 10, apart from the 9th and the 10th slot, but I do like this song, so I can't really say. I would have probably put this ahead of track 1 on the PS1 Doom. Yeah, okay, well, I can already see where if I could change things now, I would begin changing things, but it is what it is. This is going into the 8th slot. So I have to be completely honest with you. I've never been in love with this song. Facing the Spider, it does fit the boss battle that this level's on, E3M8, and it is from the PC version. So, it's a classic, but I don't consider it one of the best songs in Ultimate Doom. So I'm kind of glad about this because this is one I can stick fairly low down and not feel too guilty about. I know some people in the comments are probably going to hate me for sticking it low, but I think that for this one's going to go into the 15th slot. It doesn't really do all that much for me, this one. Oh, okay. I really like this one as well. This is actually one of my favorite tracks out of Doom 2. I just kind of like the ambience it creates. I kind of like the beat. The music goes really well. It is one of the more overused songs in all of Doom 2, but at the same time, it is really good. And I think that it's nice to hear it all those times because it's actually pretty decent. Now, ideally, I probably would have put this in the top half, maybe the upper top half, maybe like 5th, 6th. But as it stands right now, I feel like I've kind of been pushed into putting this into the 9th slot because it's not number one worthy. But my tactic here of holding out, hoping that one particular song is going to show up, is beginning to worry me a bit because we are running out of slots to put the songs in. So let's see how that goes as we kind of move forward. It legitimately sounds like someone is stamping their feet in like the flat or apartments above you, and they're just sort of dancing around like little elephants dancing around. That's what I'm picturing listening to this. I mean, it's definitely the same song we heard earlier, but much worse. Much, 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 much worse. This is like if Doomguy was wandering around the space bases wearing a giant pair of clogging shoes, clomp, 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 clomp. The monsters hear him coming a mile away. Also sounds like farts, can't say that enough about the 32X soundtrack. Really does sound like farts, this one. Yeah, we're gonna be putting this in the 17th slot. I feel bad for track 12 because it's kind of being placed beneath this one, which it definitely doesn't deserve to be beneath this one, but it's ended up there. Okay, interesting, this one. I actually quite like this one. It's the opening to the Inferno episode, obviously, and I think it does a really good job of, bringing in that episode. Now, I think I'd have a harder time with this one if I had nowhere to put it in the middle. This kind of goes into the middle for me of all of these tracks we've got. I'm going to put it in the 11th slot. I think it's right down the middle for me, maybe slightly in the lower bit just because I think that it's a good song, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a lot of better ones out there, and I'm kind of hoping some of them will turn up so that I can put them above this. But yeah, I don't have any issues with E3M1's music here. It's pretty catchy, pretty fun, and it helps to hold in the Inferno episode. And also, it's got, nice beat to it. Oh, okay. Is this the same exact song? Oh, okay, this is from the Super Nintendo version. So this is Untitled, the same song we just heard in the previous one, but on the Super Nintendo. So, it sounds exactly the same. Well, near enough the same. And the problem is, it's just slightly worse. So I think by that logic, there's nothing else I can't really say a lot about it. It's a good track still. Goodness. You know what? I think I'm going to put this in the 13th slot because it's only slightly worse than the PC original. It's pretty much the exact same song, and obviously, there's nowhere else to put it. I'm not going to put it in the bottom 5 because it's not that bad, but I don't think it's better than the PC original, so the only place it can go is into 13th spot. So this is Opening to Hell from the GBA Doom 2 soundtrack. Why does it sound like a remix? It sounds like a slight remix. Like, that's just because of the GBA sound card, obviously, but you can definitely tell it's the same song as the PC version. But it's weird. It's weird with these sounds. It does sound a bit odd, like a bit off, like. And then yeah, that reminds me of the Civ failed wonder sound. I don't know. I don't like this too much. I think this is one of those that I think you definitely don't really want to hear too much of. But unfortunately, when you play this on the GBA, you have to play a lot of this because the controls are a nightmare on the GBA, especially when you're trying to precision shoot that rocket. So I don't know. I think 16th is too harsh, but at the same time, I do think I don't like it that much. I think it's worse than Dark Halls, definitely. Yeah, so I'll put it in 16th slot, but I want it to be said that if there were other spaces available, I would be putting this around 14th where Dark Halls is. I also need to point out that I am fully aware that I only have 2 slots left. One of them is the top slot, and I'm very nervous about what the next song's going to be, because if the next song goes into the middle slot, then the last one's by default going into the top slot, and I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for me. Okay. So this is the Imp song. This is Map 2's song from the 3DO version. I actually really like the music from level 2, Nuclear Plant or what plant. I'm trying to work out here. Do I want to put this as my number 1? It's very stressful, this suddenly. Like, this is very awkward. Because I like this. I do. But it's not my number 1. But this is the equivalent of, do you take what's in the box, or do you risk it all on the wheel spin? I actually like this song a lot. I don't know. I feel like so trapped by this. This is very stressful suddenly. I like this song. If it wasn't the top spot, this wouldn't bother me as much, but the fact that it's number 1 spot has kind of got to me a bit here. No. I like this one. I really like the 3DO soundtrack. I like this. This is a really fun incarnation of this song, but it's not my favourite incarnation of this song either. I like the PC original a bit better. I'm gonna run the risk, and I'm going to put this in the 10th spot, because I think that's about where I'd put this if I had a full board available. But I'm so nervous about that last slot. I'm so nervous about that last slot now. Okay, let's see what it is. You know what? I deserve this. Suspense is the song I was waiting for. Suspense on PC is one of my absolute favourite Doom tracks, and I was hoping it would turn up because I wanted to put it into number 1. It's atmospheric, it's very mood inducing, it's very good at carrying the atmosphere of the 5th level in Knee Deep in the Dead, and instead we get the fart version. I mean, it's still a decent song, so I don't think I would have put this even in the bottom 5, but being forced to put this at number 1 is about as sad as anything could be. This is terrible. Oh, I hate this. I actually hate this. I hate this so much. But then again, like, I like Suspense as a track, and I'm not really that fussed, to be honest. It's a good track, and maybe not this incarnation, but at least I got Suspense up there in some capacity. Taking a look at the final top 20 here, I feel that for the most part, this is round about what I want. If you just take off the number 1 slot and just pretend that number 2 is number 1, hindsight being 2020, title music would have gone to number 1, obviously. Suspense it would probably go around 15th. I also would have moved around a lot of the 4 to 8s. I feel like track 1 would go about above Sign of Evil. I feel like the Demons from Adrian's Pen maybe a bit too high. I may have been a bit too generous with that. I also think that I got a bit unlucky with the fact that those 2 Untitles, yeah, saying that it didn't really leave much of an impression, and then like getting a second version of it kind of filled up the middle spots there. But ultimately, you know, this was a good time, and it was good fun. I don't know if I would say this is actually the list I would have picked if I was being made to pick my top 20 music tracks from any of the Doom games, but I'll be honest with you, this was good fun, and it was a good laugh, and it was actually really good fun, just not even having a clue what would come up next. I'm definitely going to probably do this again, maybe throw a few more games into the mix and sort of just have a bit of fun with like the likes of Duke Nukem in this. But yeah, this was good fun. I had a good laugh with this, and I can't believe 32X Doom is now officially my favourite Doom music of all time. Apparently, according to this list. Let me know if you were playing along, how your lists turned out. Let me know in the comments how things went for you, and thank you so much for watching.